In this video, I'm going to bring you along through the actual process of organizing my pantry. In case you watched the video that I posted last week where I walked you through the process of organizing my kitchen, feel free to skip this intro because a lot of it will sound pretty familiar. I moved into a new apartment about 2 weeks ago. I just tentatively put things away in places I thought I wanted them to go, and I've spent the last 2 weeks or so moving things around as needed. So now I'm pretty happy with the layout of the pantry, and I'm ready to solidify it with some organizing systems that are going to make the space flow better and make my daily routine so much easier. I cannot wait. I'm excited for this video because I'm going to be able to explain things in a lot more detail as I work through the process, which I typically wouldn't have time to do when I'm working in my clients' homes, when I'm prioritizing time and efficiency. I'm going to go through the process start to finish in quite a bit of detail, but I think it's going to be really helpful to explain why I'm doing the things the way that I am, because then you can apply the same ideas to your space where it makes sense to you. I'm going to share some useful tips and tricks throughout the video that you can apply throughout your own organizing process. Okay, so a few things to mention before we get started. Make sure your pantry is well stocked before coming up with any organizing systems. You don't want to design systems around what you currently have if you're running low on a lot of stuff and need to make a grocery run. You want to have a pretty good idea of the amount of things that you're expecting your pantry to hold so you can design systems to contain the right amount of stuff. You also want to make sure you've already decluttered. In this video, I'm showing the process of organizing my own pantry after moving into a new apartment, and I already decluttered before the move, so I'm not including that crucial part of the process in this video. But I have posted several videos on how to declutter, and I'll try to post a more in-depth tutorial on that soon. But just remember, it's always important to declutter before you start to organize. You want to make sure that you're designing systems only for the things you use and need. Plus, after decluttering, things should already be grouped together in categories for the most part, so that's the starting point that I'm at right now. I've already decluttered, all of the things I want to store together are already grouped in that way, and everything is already on the shelf where I want to keep it for the most part. So the next step is to take measurements. Take detailed measurements of any shelf that you want to use organizers for. You want to make sure to measure the width, depth, and height of all the spaces. I like to take these measurements down in the Notes app on my phone because it's easy to reference when I'm at the store or shopping online. Then, you want to take measurements of the things you want to keep together in the same container or bin. Remember to allow some flexibility here to account for the peak amount of stuff that you might keep in this category at any given time. Once you have these measurements, you can create a list of bins and containers that you want to use. The next step is to see what you already have that might be usable. I always have a lot of random organizers on hand just because I organize for a living, so I always start there first to see if I already have something that could be useful. Once I've gone through what I already have, then it's time to go shopping. I usually like to start my shopping with a general Google search because that will pull results from all different stores, which can help you find the perfect option by casting a wider net. But if your Google search is not giving you what you're looking for, I suggest searching a couple of websites directly. I usually start with Target, the Container Store, IKEA, and Amazon. For this project, I knew I wanted to get most of my organizers in person, so I ended up taking a shopping trip like the good old days before the internet. Except for the fact that I had already made a list of exactly what I wanted to get from each store, and I checked to make sure everything was in stock. But before I headed to Target and IKEA to get everything on my list, I stopped at HomeGoods to see if they had any of the things that I was looking for. HomeGoods is a treasure trove of organizers, and you can find a lot of really great stuff there, all at discounted prices. It just takes quite a bit more effort to rummage through everything to see if they have what you're looking for. But if you're up for a little treasure hunt, it's a great option. I ended up finding a lot of good containers at HomeGoods, and then I headed to IKEA to get the stuff on my list. IKEA has so many cool and unique organizing products. I think I'm eventually going to make a video just about all of the cool organizing solutions that they've come up with. They really know what's up in Sweden. After IKEA, I headed to Target to get the rest of the stuff on my list. Target is one of my favorite places to buy organizers in person. They typically have a really great selection and pretty reasonable prices. Okay. So I finished my shopping, and now it's time to actually put the systems I've designed in place. This part is really fun, but I always go into it knowing that sometimes the systems I thought of won't work as well in real life as they did in my mind. But the great thing is that all the stores I bought containers from have good return policies, so if I don't love how something is working in the space, I'll just rethink it and return what I no longer need. Creating really good organizing systems can require a little bit of trial and error, So I recommend being open to that and not setting your expectations in stone. So let's get to the fun part. I'm going to start with the bottom of the pantry and work my way up. I always like to do things systematically like this because it takes a lot of the thought out of the process and ensures that I don't forget anything. I'm going to start with the bottom shelf of this pantry here because this has been driving me crazy. Obviously, this is tough to get to any of the drinks on the bottom, and it could definitely use a better system. So I'm going to pull everything out. I did already take all the measurements of this area, and I bought a couple organizers to try out in this spot. I'm not sure if they're going to work or not, so we're going to do a little experiment together. Okay, so I am delighted with how this turned out. It's exactly what I was hoping for. All of the different drinks are easily accessible without having to move anything else, and it takes perfect advantage of the space that I had, so I'm happy with it. And now I'm going to move on to this shelf right here, which is our sweet treats shelf and our baking shelf. So I'm going to take everything out of here and condense it down into the containers that I got for this space and then put it back in. Okay, this is everything I took out of the pantry, and I have it all grouped. This is baking stuff, and this is all our sweet treat stuff. So I did get containers for both of these categories, so I'm going to run and grab those and put this stuff in their new containers. All right, I got this bin at IKEA for the sweet treats. I like this one because it has a lid on it, and I do like to keep sweet treats in the house, but I like to be pretty intentional about when I have them, so I don't want to just see them and be like, ooh, that sounds good. I want to actively have to seek it out. And so I'm going to put all of those in here with the lid on top. Okay, I love that. It's exactly what I wanted. And then I'm gonna see if I can use this bin for this bag of candy. Let's see. We've been collecting candy from different places we've traveled because we thought it would be kind of a fun souvenir so we can offer it to people when they come to our house. So this isn't something we really eat that much and aren't really tempted by, so I'm gonna put it in this bin. Okay, so all of our sweet treats are all packaged up. Let's move on to the baking stuff. I got this bin for all the baking stuff. I'm actually gonna go wipe down this honey first because I saw that it was spilling a little bit, and I don't want to put a bunch of messy, sticky honey in the bottom of this bin. I love this because whenever I bake anything, I can just take that entire bin out onto the counter and easily access all the stuff I need. And then anytime I want a sweet treat, I just have to pull this lid off and check in there and see what looks good. Okay, let's empty out this shelf now. So now I've made all of my categories here, And I'm going to start removing things from their boxes and then grouping things together in the containers that I got for them. I'm leaving all the labels on for now just in case I decide that I don't like them for some reason, then I can return them. These turntables or Lazy Susans are really great for larger things like this. I like to use them for oils and vinegars. This is a great option for heavier things that you can just turn around and easily grab what you're looking for. You can see everything, nothing gets hidden in back. So that's mostly everything contained. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the pantry. I'm gonna keep this like this for now, and then I'm going to see about putting some of the other bins up on the shelf above here and see how I like that. I also got these neat gadgets at IKEA, which what this is gonna let me do is take advantage of this overhead room here that otherwise I wouldn't really be able to put anything there because I'm storing all these shorter things on the shelf below. So that just clips onto the shelf, which is really cool, and you can still easily access the things down beneath. But I can use this. We have these couple of random bags of red beets. I think they're gonna fit perfectly there. Now I'm gonna move on to this shelf. So I'll take everything off. I've already categorized everything and I'm just gonna put stuff back in now. These peppers, these cheese stuffed peppers from Costco are so good that we break them out only for special holidays, otherwise we will gorge ourselves on them. So these are gonna go in the back where they're not easy to get to, and that is intentional. All right, now I'm gonna grab my containers to categorize all of this stuff. These are all of our snacks and things like that. Okay, so that is our snack shelf. I do still have all of our cans out here, and I think I'm actually gonna put those in a kitchen cabinet over here. If you watched my video about organizing the kitchen, I did have one shelf in a food cabinet that I was kind of leaving to see what I wanted to put there, and I think the cans are going to be great. So I'm going to show you where I'm putting that and how I'm organizing those right now. All right, this is the shelf where I'm going to put the cans, and I got this little stair step riser thing for the cans, so I'm just going to put that in here. This is another one of those expandable ones, which is nice. I think I'm happy with that too. I can see everything and everything's super easy to access, along with all my spices. Well, that is all there is to it. My pantry's looking beautiful now. I'm so happy. It's been driving me crazy the past couple of weeks. Thanks so much for following along on the journey with me. I hope you found some of these tips helpful and that you can use some of the tips that I shared in any organizing project that you're working on in your own home. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't yet checked out the video where I show myself organizing my entire kitchen, feel free to check that out. I'm going to link it here on the screen and in the description below.